Months before Marvel announced anything, Robert Downey Jr. said this, and it turned out to be the understatement of the decade. Back in April 2024, fresh off his first Oscar win for Oppenheimer, Downey sat down with Esquire and was asked the obvious question: would he ever go back to Marvel? He didn't hesitate. He said, "Happily, it's too integral a part of my DNA. That role chose me." Then he added something that sounds a lot more specific in hindsight. "Never ever bet against Kevin Feige. It is a losing bet. He's the house. He will always win." At the time, everyone assumed that meant a Tony Stark cameo somewhere down the line. Nobody guessed the actual answer.
I believe that Marvel experience creates tight-knit relationships because it had never really been done before, making a cinematic universe, and everyone needed to get points on the board. Every franchise, this and that, needed to work and succeed, and there was particularly a 10-ish year run where it just had this quantum effect.
On July 26, 2024, at Marvel's Hall H panel, Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers brought Downey out on stage, but not as Iron Man. Joe Russo told the crowd, "If we're going to do this, then we are going to need the greatest actor in the world," before revealing Downey underneath Dr. Doom's mask. Downey's own line summed up the whole moment. New mask, same task. It's hard to overstate how big a swing this was. This is the actor who died playing the MCU's most beloved hero 5 years earlier, coming back specifically to play its next major villain.
If we're gonna do this, we're gonna need the greatest actor in the world to play that character. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we give you the one person who could play Victor Von Doom.
New mask. Same task. What can I tell you? I like playing complicated characters.
Here's what a lot of people don't realize. Downey wasn't the only name attached to this role, and for a while he wasn't even the frontrunner. Mads Mikkelsen had reportedly met with Marvel Studios directly about playing Dr. Doom, and he'd already auditioned for the character once before, back in 2015's Fant4stic. Cillian Murphy, fresh off his own Oscar win for Oppenheimer, the same movie Downey won for, incidentally, had also openly said he wanted the role. Fan casting even ran wild during the Doomsday trailer release, with some viewers convinced a blue-eyed shot of Doom actually meant Murphy was secretly under the mask the whole time, playing against Downey. That theory turned out to be false, but it says a lot about how badly fans wanted an actor with Murphy's intensity in that suit.
Mads Mikkelsen has become one of the most popular actors of the last 10 years, but for one very big role, he originally turned it down, but later got rejected for the part. Mads Mikkelsen in 2016 joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Doctor Strange, which made $678 million on a budget of $236 million. It wasn't actually his first time being up for a Marvel role, where in 2003 he was brought in by Fox, who told him he was their first pick to play the character of Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is one of the most popular comic book villains of all time, and also Fantastic Four is the third highest selling Marvel comic, so for Mads Mikkelsen this is the equivalent of playing a character like Green Goblin or Magneto. The problem was when Mads Mikkelsen went into audition, they had this very weird script for him where they wanted him to pretend he had 80-foot arms. When he heard they were making a new Fantastic Four movie, he asked Kevin Feige about playing Dr. Doom. He was considered for but rejected because of Robert Downey Jr. getting in instead.
Mikkelsen and Murphy are both genuinely great actors, and either one could have made a compelling Doom in a vacuum, but neither of them carries what Downey brings into this specific role. 11 years of built-in history with this exact audience. Dr. Doom isn't just a new villain being introduced. In this story, he's being positioned as a dark mirror of everything Tony Stark represented. A genius, An ego that convinces itself it's always right. Someone brilliant enough to build a better world and arrogant enough to think only he should be the one doing it. Downey doesn't have to build that character from nothing. He spent a decade building the exact psychological profile Doom needs. He's just finally being asked to let it go somewhere darker.
That's the thing.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. No,
Okay,
but
I didn't get the script.
perfect. Thank you. Glad to know someone does not know what's happening in this movie. No, so, but Robert, considering you're playing Doom, what noticeable similarities are there between Doom and Tony Stark? Like, is there a through line between these guys?
I mean, there's the science thing, and then they're considered, pretty brilliant guys. But Tony had the trauma that kind of turned him into a hero, and Doom's got the exact opposite, to where it takes the prowess of all of these folks to go up against him, and it was a joy to behold. It was really weird being on the other side of a bad guy mask, because it's just such a isolated vibe, and I'm seeing them all like socializing and stuff, and I'm the enemy.
Well, that's
Marvel didn't just cast a great actor to play Dr. Doom. They cast the one actor whose entire career arc already mirrors the character's fall. And they're betting that audiences who spent a decade rooting for Tony Stark will now watch just as closely to see him become something else entirely. Whether Downey ends up defining this role the way he defined Iron Man, we'll find out when Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars actually arrive. But if that Esquire quote is anything to go by, never bet against Kevin Feige. If you want more breakdowns of the biggest casting decisions in Hollywood, subscribe, because there's a lot more of this coming.